It's a return to the Big Ten portion of the schedule for the Wisconsin Badgers. Tough assignment on Saturday night, taking on the 5th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers. And Purdue was just too good, pulling away in the second half to an 89-73 win. We'll check out some of the highlights from that game. We'll hear from another one of the newcomers, sophomore Austin Rapp, a transfer from Portland. We'll check in also with the Badger men's hockey team getting a split in Milwaukee, and the Badger women's basketball team, a big come-from-behind win on the road at Rutgers. All of that, plus our weekly sit-down with head coach Greg Gard, coming up on this week's edition of the Badger Sports Report. He's against Fletcher Lawyer, puts it on the deck with the right hand, fires it off left corner for Blackwell. Kaufman Wren defending with the shot clock at 10. Blackwell on the left wing, dribbles off the wing, in the lane, pushed it up in traffic, good. And a good attack into the paint for the first points of the night. 7 turnovers in this half for Wisconsin. Purdue has turned those miscues into 11 points. Deep three, Carrington, right side, in and out and back in. 39-34 Purdue, 128 left in the half. Boyd driving off the right wing, goes to the goal, up left hand, good. The burst from Nick Boyd. Boyd left hand dribble, left of the lane, driving, goes to the goal, layup, no good. Rebound, Rapp low on the right, pushed it up and in. Rapp with the follow. Purdue leading Wisconsin. Here's Boyd to the free throw line in the lane, nice leave. Hayden Jones low on the right, up and in. Nice delivery from Boyd to Jones. 9, here's Lawyer, knocked away by Rapp. Austin with the steal, bringing it up the floor, down the lane to the rim, layup good for Austin Rapp. Make it 80-63 Purdue with 6.5 minutes to play.
No, and we were just talking in the locker room. Like, we just got to get one. Get one where we see, what it takes every single night. But once we get over that hump and get one, I think, this team gonna get rolling. So, we're coming back ready tomorrow, and I'm excited to get back to work. And we're just focusing on getting one. And once we get one, we can, stack them.
As I told the team, I can't yell you into shooting. I can get loud about blocking out. I can get loud about transition defense, some of those things, taking care of the ball, but you got to make shots. So we'll quickly turn the page here, get some rest tonight, comb through this film, and then, we get 2 days here to prep for UCLA coming in.
Set the standard. Set the standard. Let's go.
Nice bounce, Rapp. Rapp left lane line, out to Blackwell, stamps off a 3, right pocket, book it.
Scores! Badgers win it in overtime. Wisconsin Badgers have won the Frozen Four championship. The Badgers advance to the Sweet 16. Off the backboard for 2 from Destiny Howell.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
8 championships.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between 2 people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
A penalty coming up. Eachon with hard work actually drew a penalty from Lake State. A lob shot by Weston Knox. He scores. Wisconsin's won 17 of 21 faceoffs, according to our stat broadcast monitor. Badgers win the draw. Dexheimer shoots and scores. Oh, he picked up the loose puck in the slot and ripped it glove side on Appleby. 10 seconds left in the power play for Lake Superior State. Palatichuk hard rim around. Break got past him and Barone. Breakaway Finn Brink. The freshman comes in forehand. Shoots. He scores. Finn Brink. Wisconsin will skate left to right to start this game here tonight in Milwaukee. We're underway. The championship of the Kwik Trip Holiday Faceoff. Badgers hold his own. Phelan shoots one low, got through. Rebound there. Badgers score. Vasily Silanov follows up the shot from Phelan out high. Wisconsin on the board first in this title game. Bouncing puck collected by Cowan. Off balance shot blocked in front by Dubinsky. Here's a chance in tight. Pulver trying to cover. Puck still loose. Diving on top of it, Wisconsin's Horbach in the crease. Where's the biscuit? Now the Western Michigan indicating the puck across the line. It did. Pulver, it appeared, had covered the puck. He's now yelling at one of the referees. Horbach tried to keep it out of the goal. Did not happen. It squirted across the line and in, they say.
Close game up until right till the very end. Obviously, we just need to capitalize on our chances, but I mean, I think we had a ton of good looks. I think we hit 2 posts, crossbar, so I mean, chances are there, we just got to finish them.
You always look at your body of work and where you're at presently and what have you learned, and what I just told the guys, and disappointed in the outcome, not disappointed in the effort.
I think our first half was obviously pretty good, but we've kind of put that in the past, and I think we're in a great spot. We come back here for the holiday tournament, and I think that we just can only go up from here after this weekend, and we're ready to go for the second half.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. Equipment that powers through mud, dust, and extreme weather. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers.
With the non-conference portion of the schedule now in the books and the resumption of the Big Ten schedule underway, good chance to revisit with head coach Greg Gard about the progression of the program, and in particular in this day and age of college athletics with the portal and all of that as we bring in Coach Gard. You mentioned, Greg, before the season that you're always trying to learn things about your team, and you're not going to have all the answers even in December. Walk us through in layman's terms some of the challenges right now. You've got the transfers, the freshmen, just getting everybody on the same page, understanding what you want done and how you want it done.
Yeah, I think the easiest way to describe it, Matt, is if you look at a year ago, 7 of our top 8 were returning players from the year before and had played here multiple years. And you really only had 1 new addition that was on the floor consistently in John Tanjay. This year, it's the opposite. We have 3 guys that have been here in the past, and the other 7 or 8 are the first time wearing a Badger uniform. So just that in itself. And it's not just that they were here before. It's that Steve Crowell had 5 years. Carter Gilmore had 5 years. Max Klesmet was here 4 years. I mean, Kamari McGee was here for a long time. I mean, those years prove invaluable as you go forward. You really draw on that experience. So you just have to microwave it. You have to get people up to speed a lot faster. And I've been told to be patient, but I'm not real patient. I'm not a patient person. So, so we continue to push, and no expectations are high, and our standards are high, and keep helping guys get better and cohesively on both ends of the floor. I think there's times when we look like we're on the same page, and then there's times we look like we're in a completely different chapter from each other. So that's the challenge in this era. We don't have any mid-season acquisitions like we've seen with other schools going on. We're not pulling anybody off the NBA draft list. So we'll work with the guys that we got here and keep marching forward.
That's worth another hour's topic that's going on right now.
Crazy world.
Coach Izzo has been among those who have
very
talked
vocal
about it.
Yeah.
And it's you mentioned the word patience. Have you ever met a coach who is patient?
No.
I didn't think so.
If they are, they're not in coaching very long because they understand there's a competitive, I guess, spirit that goes with being a little impatient. You want it yesterday.
You touched on it too, and I think you've mentioned this with your guys. Their good is really good, and you've mentioned when it's the other way, it's really not good. But as much as you want to correct the mistakes, you show them the good stuff too. Say, hey, when you're doing things right, this is the team that you can be.
Yeah, I mean, when we do, and we haven't been able to do it consistently enough yet, at least through the November and December, but when we are all on the same page and in the same chapter, we do click pretty well. And that's the challenge of, it's one reason why I pulled the red shirt off Zach Kinziger and got him into the lineup, just because I saw, he had improved immensely in 2 months. And I thought just got more comfortable, and he just added a spark to us that I felt we needed, and gives us some feistiness in the backcourt. Not that we didn't have some, but you can never have enough of that competitive fire. And it allows for more competition, and maybe that pushes the bar faster for some of these other guys, knowing that, hey, I have a lot of options sitting on the bench, and I'm not afraid to go let those guys play.
I'm trying to get to know him a little bit here. I've asked you a lot about the maturity of the international players, but just watching how Zach Kinziger carries himself. He's a freshman. He's built physically a little bit differently than other freshmen here. Is it a stretch to say, this guy's got, let's not underestimate, he's a freshman in college, we get that. But he's got a maturity of him that maybe beyond his years.
He does. He reminds me a lot of, in a different way, but a lot of Brad Davison. There's a lot of that feistiness to him, the Showalters, the Gossers, the guys that we've had that early in the career got on the floor because of their energy that they brought. And then they figure things out as they go through it. But, Zach brings that dynamic, obviously much quicker and faster with the ball than I thought, more of a bulldog defensively than I thought he would be coming out of high school. And he's, like I said, he's just, since the really early December, we watched him really get really comfortable, I think more at ease with college basketball, and that's allowed him to just escalate and continue to elevate his game.
I remember many, many years ago, I can't remember who the coach was, but he was describing one of the challenges of your profession is getting players to A, understand their roles, B, accept their roles. And you see some guys, like right before the Christmas break, a guy like Jack Janicki, he's getting floor burns again. And that's really a part of who he is. Yes, he can knock down some shots. He can do some things offensively. But getting all those guys to understand, hey, if you do the so-called dirty work, there's a lot of minutes for you to be had.
Yeah, I think everything, every role is important, but everybody has a different role. And knowing what your role is and who you are, and maybe more importantly, who you are not. I think the best quote I've seen all year is know thyself. I think that applies to the individual players. I think it applies to us as a program in terms of how we operate, that we don't try to copycat in some other program. We have to do it with the way that it's successful here at Wisconsin. And by the way, successful over a 3.0 GPA in the fall semester. I think 10 guys were at or over a 3.0. So an awesome semester academically. So in terms of how we have to do it here in Wisconsin, we still take academics very serious.
You get I get sensitive sometimes on behalf of you guys because you hear a lot of the cynics now say, well, academics doesn't matter. It's all their pro sports are getting paid. Like, well, here it's still, you just mentioned
Yes,
it
does.
still
I
kind of
mean,
matters here,
Because
doesn't it?
99 out of 100 of the guys that walk through here are not going to have a lucrative pro career. So basketball's going to stop at some point. You're not going to be able to retire on your earnings. You're going to have to put your degree to work. So while you're here, get your degree.
Tip of the cap. Very good GPA for the Badgers as they get ready for the second semester. Got a few games to play before the second semester classes begin. We'll take a break, more to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
Age championship.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment. It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
We continue to visit with some of the newcomers, be they freshmen or guys who have come here via the transfer portal, and the latter is Austin Rapp. Was at Portland last year. He's from Melbourne, Australia. Now a Wisconsin Badger, so the most basic of questions. You're getting acclimated. You were here in the summer. As we speak, it's fairly early in the season. Has it been what you had hoped for here so far?
Absolutely. I was welcomed to Madison with open arms. Staff, coaches, players, even the community welcomed me with open arms. So summer was cool, warm weather, probably hotter than I get back home. And then now it's starting to get a little colder and got to, buy a few coats and maybe buy some boots. But other than that, I've loved my time here and it's been great so far.
Yeah, you're learning fast, right? You embrace the winters in
Exactly
Wisconsin,
right. Exactly right.
Tell us about the basketball in Australia. I mean, obviously it seems to be really good, but give us a feel for what it's like.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Australian basketball is very different to American basketball, just the way we do it. Obviously, in America, it's AAU and high school. Back home, we don't really play high school basketball. Like, there is a sort of high school basketball, but we play like a club. We're in like a certain club, and you can have certain teams where you're from. You can be from 2 hours away. You can go play for a club team, down in Melbourne where I'm from. So I played for a local team, and we had a pretty good team. My dad coached me growing up. The basketball is really good. It's starting to grow, as we say. We've got development programs building up, and I mean, as we've seen guys like Josh Giddey and Dyson Daniels who are in the NBA now, they went to the AIS, the COE, the Center of Excellence. So the basketball in Australia is only getting better, and the talent out of Australia is also really, really coming good. So.
Well, you mentioned your dad. He played at UC San Diego. Your family has played at a lot of places here in American universities. So was it almost a given that you would do the same thing?
I was honestly probably 10 years old. I was like, I'm going to play college in America. Then I saw my brother went to WSU to start, and I was probably like 14 at the time or 15 at the time when he went over. And he was loving it, and obviously there's always going to be hiccups along the road when you're playing college basketball, and there's going to be adversity, and he had a bit of that. He had injuries and stuff like that, but I went and visited him a few times, and I loved it. And then he went to Hawaii, and I visited him there a couple times, and I was like, wow, is this reality? But then I certainly realized that Hawaii's not everywhere. So, but no, it was a given. Like my dad, I've got a lot of family over here too, so it's like obviously I'm far away from home, but I've got a lot of family friends coming in and out. I've got people coming to the game this weekend, so I've got a lot of good support, and yeah, it was a given for sure.
Nice. For clarification, by the way, WSU Washington State. So you go from Pullman, Washington to Honolulu. So that's a
big change for
a little bit of a contrast.
Exactly right. No, he loved the change. He went from rugged up in the snow as well, similar to honestly Madison, and then to the moped life and surfing. So it's a good change if I've heard one. So
well, one thing fans have noticed about you right away, Austin, is your quick release and your ability to hit the three-point shot, not be shy because you're good at it. Where did that come from? How did you develop your shot to be what it is?
Yeah, I mean, I ever since a young age, I was always shooting hoops with, I was living at basketball stadiums. brothers and sisters would be playing and I would be running around, and my parents would always lose their minds because they wouldn't be able to find me at the end of the night when I'm on the back courts with buddies shooting around. And, so I've always been a pretty good shooter. I kind of grew up, I was a little chubbier, I wasn't as tall, so I was a shooting guard. That was one thing I could really do was shoot the ball, and I couldn't really do much else. And as I started to grow, and I got COVID happened, I was 6'1" or whatever, and I came out of COVID, I was like 6'8". And I was like, well, I can still shoot the ball, but like I've got to develop the other things in my game. And I've always had a really quick release. I've never had the no dip, and then the last couple of years, as you know, like the scouts, I can shoot it. So if I want to get some shots off the quicker and be more efficient, I've been working on no dip and not being able to bring it down, just catch it and shoot it. It's all about working and stay shot ready. That's a big thing for me, always being shot ready. The more I'm shot ready, the more they're going to go in. So,
tell us about the adjustment you're making from Portland in the West Coast Conference now to playing in the Big Ten, and obviously the other programs, the high majors. What's been the biggest difference that you've noticed here so far?
Definitely physicality. Seeing it every night. Last year, WCC is a really good league. It's a great mid-major, probably one of the best mid-major programs we have. We see Gonzaga, we see St. Mary's, we saw them twice. So it was kind of good. I got a little bit of a taste of it last year. We played Oregon last year. We nearly beat them, and so I was guarding Nate Biddle and those bigger guys. And I think that's the biggest thing, physicality and just kind of getting used to that. But as we continue to go through the season, I feel like I'm just going to keep taking strides and keep building my game and hopefully keep adjusting well.
A lot goes into decisions. Wisconsin to obviously approach you and for you to be receptive to Wisconsin. This offense seems like a perfect fit for you, though, isn't it?
It's honestly couldn't get better. A big thing for me, there's all this fact that there's money, there's all that thing. That's the last thing I really worry about. It's about family culture and the way I fit into their play style. And so obviously Kirk Penny was a reason why I came here, and he kind of showed the blueprint. I've been running this offense for 5 years now. I played this exact offense when I was playing professionally back home, semi-pro back home in Australia with Matt Nunn, who's actually going to be here this weekend, my head coach. We run the exact same offense, so I'm used to it, high lows and then popping out shooting threes. And I think the coaches do a really good job of making sure that I know that I've got the green light, and when I'm open, let it fly.
Final thought, I've asked some of the other newcomers this, be they, like you coming from another university or freshmen, the camaraderie of this team seems to be really good. And that help, I would imagine, for you coming in, place you're not familiar with, to help get more comfortable quicker, right? The way everybody kind of took you in. And obviously you work hard on the court, weight room, all that, but then you can kind of explore the city a little bit.
100%.
Too, right?
I mean, as soon as I got here, obviously it was the summer, so we had a lot of time to team bond and go to dinners and go to the terrace and do stuff like that. And the guys are really easy to get along with. And selfishly say, I think I'm pretty easy to get along with. I'm outgoing. I'm not shy, and I make people laugh. So it's pretty easy for me. But in terms of the whole team, it's not like we have groups of guys that hang out, and we're all team, and we go to dinners and we do team dinners, and even just sitting in the locker room, we sometimes we sit there for 30 minutes and just talk. And I think team chemistry these days is really important with all the transferring and stuff like that. If you can get that early on, it's only gonna make the team click even more. And as I'm sure the more games we play, the more we're going to kind of keep the flow going. So
yeah, well said. As Coach Gard says, some of the best teams here, most of the best teams have been really close-knit. He is Austin Rapp. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes and welcomes unconditionally, because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee. And by Construction Business Group. By Gruber Law Offices. And by WEA Member Benefits.
Shot clock's at 8. Ronnie picks up her dribble, scoops it past to Daniels, changes direction, fires over to the corner, Steele for 3, and Steele splashes it. Howell, top of the key, 1:40 to play. Shot clock's at 8, finds Daniels outside the arc. Wisconsin needs to do something. Screen, Daniels, pull up, good. Wisconsin has its first lead this afternoon.
Well, the grind continues for the Badgers, a Tuesday night home game against UCLA, followed by a Saturday afternoon matchup at Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor against the Michigan Wolverines. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Every farmer wants to up their uptime, so we purposefully designed our tractors and implements to keep you in the field. Tailored for your operation, Case IH tractors are intuitive to use, easy to maintain, packed with the latest tech, and backed by dealer support you can trust. Because Case IH equipment isn't just built to work, it's built to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
Age championship.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment. It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.